Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Frank Marquette with Troy University's Theater Department, here to talk about a new minor being offered at Troy University. I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you, Aaron.
And I mentioned that you are with the Theater Department and you've done some amazing work, built some amazing sets with some amazing shows, but you're here to talk about 3D printing, which is a high-tech business and a minor in 3D printing. So first off, before we get into the details, how does the world of technology and the world of theater come together for a 3D printing minor?
Well, it just makes me think sitting here with you right now, you know, we're doing the theater, we're doing the sort of acting, but look around us at all the technology that's surrounding us and making that possible. The same thing happens in a theatrical production, for example. There's the artistic side of the designing and the storytelling, but behind that, none of that would work without strong technology and processes for realizing that.
And part of that is this 3D technology. And you have a background in design, and you've worked with Disney in the past in building like set pieces and things of that sort. So how does that technology form and move into the world of 3D printing?
Well, the program is called 3D Printing for Art and Industry, again pointing toward that blend. The way things are manufactured and made nowadays are very much moving into the digital realms, as you probably know. 3D printing is a buzzword. Additive manufacturing is the industry. So you learn 3D printing at like a desktop level, then you get into the more of the industrial side. So people like Disney are using it for theming nowadays, for making parts for machines and equipment. It's being used in pretty much every industry you can think of.
And we're talking large scale, even what you're going to be working on here. As a matter of fact, we have some video we're going to play here so they can see the scale as we're looking at here on the screen. This is a printer that's going to be here on campus as part of this, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's the WASP 3MT. That's the largest scale 3D printer in the world right now for recycled plastics.
It's being used to make set pieces, just like what we would do here.
There. Yeah, that's an opera that was printed. That whole set was printed in Italy and designed on a computer and printed out of those machines you're looking at right now. So we will have one of those here on Troy. We'll have it'll be the only one in a university so far in America, and we are part of the WASP hub network, the first university hub in America. We'll be collaborating internationally on creative projects and engineering.
And working on that, and that's all part of this new minor that's been developed, but everyone sits there and thinks like, that's some high technology, some big stuff. But this is going to be a program that's accessible to all students. Like even the ones that are just a little bit curious about 3D printing, there are going to be elements of this minor that's accessible.
Absolutely. So the courses are iterative. They build upon one another. And the first two are fundamental. So I can teach anybody how to use a printer, how to download a file and print it on a desktop printer, how to design a simple shape and then print that. That's something that's unique and custom. As you move through the course, the design skills continue to evolve and your competency in these platforms increase and your complexity of outputs increase as well.
And one of the main products that are printed or materials that are printed is plastic. And if folks don't know, here in Pike County in the city of Troy, we're home to the world's largest plastic recycler. And obviously, my thought is when I heard this, there's got to be a connection being made there, and that's the truth, right? So.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we've made a connection already. We've had a few meetings, and we've looked at different plastics that they produce that are recycled pellets that are perfect for these machines. They feed right into the machine. The mechanical characteristics we're looking at more closely with their chemists and some other chemists in industry that are interested in this subject as well. We're looking at committing time and energy as a university and a business to collaborate to make these pellets easily printed by these machines.
And having that right in your backyard, having KW right here, and putting this together, that just seems almost like a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and they're great over there. You know, everybody is so open to talking about it and excited about it and enthusiastic about it. There's a lot more plastic coming into our world than most people realize. That industry is growing, not getting smaller. So there's going to be a lot of waste material that needs to be recycled into other uses and other high-value products. So that's where we're focusing.
Well, what's good for the world? What's good for the student? Let's talk about the students that are in this program. What potential is there for them that are going to this program for employment, world, jobs, internships, whatever? This program, it seems like this is one of those industries that are just going to kind of take off from here. So
Yes. Yeah, the sort of past 5 years, the industry has gone from $7 billion to $21 billion this year. It's gone from $200 million invested in education to $500 million invested in education. It is on a vertical trajectory, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. The need for people who can design digitally and use equipment like 3D printers or other additive manufacturing is exponential as well. There's pretty much every industry you can think of is being disrupted by 3D printing in one way or another. I like to call it constructive disruption because it's a good thing. People have problems they haven't even identified. They don't even know they're sitting on them. Our students are going to be trained to help them identify those and find solutions, to become problem solvers, to go after problems and come up with solutions. So anything you can think of, like on campus, think of archaeology department, wanting to print an artifact that was just found on the other side of the world. Students here could be holding at the same time that one's over there drying off on the other side of the world. Things like that. It's connectivity, collaboration, integration, very interdisciplinary. I can see different departments and colleges coming together and collaborating in different new ways. It's actually residing within integrated arts within the Department of Theater and Dance. And the chair there is very much focused, Tori Lee Averett, on collaboration and breaking down silos so we can work more together in different ways.
And not to mention being able to work with just really cool toys. I mean, like, you really, in the grand scheme of things, these are like, where do you get these wonderful toys? I mean, because we talk about plastics, but I mean, this thing can print these things can print concrete. You can make actual statues with this kind of stuff.
You can. We are looking at that as well. We will have another printer, not quite as big as that 3MT, but it can actually print clay, concrete, and other what they call liquid deposits, so like fluids, and so concrete paste and so forth. We're looking at small houses, all kinds of stuff from architecture. It really is mind-boggling, and it is super cool, and it is super fun. It is hard not to vibrate when you stand in front of these things.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. Anyone wants information about this, I know it's up on the website. Where can they find out some information? Because this is something that's starting out this fall, right? So.
Yeah, so it's on the Troy Theater and Dance website portion of troy.edu, and they can also contact me, Frank Marquette, just fmarquette@troy.edu.
And I know on that website there's a lot of videos, stuff like that, explanations of what they're going to be getting into, including some of the stuff that we saw here today. But it sounds exciting, it sounds amazing, and I can't wait to start seeing some of these large-scale printing jobs happening here at Troy University. I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you, Aaron.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.